que se puede, querer que se pueda, quitarse los viejos, sacarlos afuera, pintarse la cara, color esperanza.
Welcome back to Querer es Poder. Where there's a will, there's a way. Our show is about inspiring, motivating, and educating young, and Bill was saying, not so young people in Santa Clarita.
Not so young, right.
And today I'm with Bill Miranda, as always, having fun here at the radio, and with our special guest, Marlon Roa from Farmers Insurance. And we were talking before going to the commercials about that you were starting your business with Farmers Insurance, and how people now that is starting to think, okay, for opportunities to work, what can they do to start working with farmers?
Well, first they've got to make sure that they know what they want to do. Insurance is not for everyone. I mean, people say, okay, I want to start this career, and they don't have an idea of what they really want. The best thing to do is, get a game plan. Get yourself and decide, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses? And then this way, and they'll be able to see if this is a fit for you. Because, again, you're starting from scratch. You're starting from zero. And you've got to, it's going to take a while for you to get your business going. Because, again, it's just you and you by yourself. Mm-hmm. Unless you start, then you got to start hiring staff, and there's a lot to it. So the best thing to do is, there's district managers around all through California here that you can go and talk to, and they'll sit and explain the whole program like they did to myself, and this way they'll see if it's a fit for you. Because again, it's not for everybody. It's it's very difficult in the beginning, but again, it's a thing that you've got to be able to like to help people and understand, and because again, like I was saying, you're insuring someone's home. You're insuring someone's business. This is their livelihood. This is how they feed their family. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do your correct job, you could mess somebody's whole life. Mm-hmm. Because again, this is how they live. So you've got to know exactly. You've got to do your due diligence. You've got to do your homework and make sure you're treating every single client correctly. Because that's the bottom line. That's what we're out there to do. It's not just to sell a piece of paper and let them know that, hey, you know what, you're covered now. Because a lot of people do not understand the insurance. They think they know it, but there's a lot of things that, technical things that most people don't understand. And that's our job. Our job is to educate you, and so this way you can make a sound decision of what you really want, of what you need. We're going to advise you, but bottom line, it's up to you to buy the policy and something that's going to be comfortable for you to pay. Because we don't want to sell you something that's really expensive and and make this great commission. Because again, how long are you going to have it? You're not going to have it, and then that's not something that we should be doing to our clients. Because we want to keep them. We want to make sure that they continue bringing us their home, their autos, all of their policies. Because we want to be their one stop. We want to be their one-stop shop, that they bring all their insurance to us. Because that's way we can keep an eye on everything. Like Bill just his family just had a little one. Wow, that's addition to the family now. Mm-hmm. So now they've got to make some changes there. Mm-hmm. They've got to do some changes, and that's why we're there to help them out. On your family gets bigger, you buy a bigger house. You now you have employees, so now you need workers' compensation. So anytime you start growing, there's other expenses and there's other coverages that you may need, and that's what we're out there to help you out.
And when we were talking about your personal story, you were telling us that you were having a training. So what are like I cannot say 5 single steps, but like steps to be in the position you are right now. You take the training.
Well, first, with insurance, you have to be licensed.
Okay.
So
get the license.
First thing you got to go out there and get licensed. But then, as we all know, when
they provide training for you to help get your license. Yes.
Well, no, you get your license on your own.
You get your license on your own.
You go and you have to take your.
And there are schools that
there's schools that you have to take your 40 hours and 12, it's 52 hours that you have to take to get your license, and then you have to go to the to California state, and they will take a test. You take a test and you have to pass it, and then you become a licensed agent. And then you go to farmers, and then farmers will train you on their system. And then again, you then not only on their system, but on sales. Because again, that's what we're doing.
And farmers, in the case of farmers, I'm sure other companies do it too, but in the case of farmers, what you do is you go through a training program
Correct.
that lasts 6 months, a year, 2 years,
Actually, it's a 2-year program.
2-year program.
Yeah, it's a 2-year program that you continuously getting trained. And then they send you. I'm sure you've seen the commercials. University of Farmers.
University of
We
Farmers.
actually
right.
have one out here. It's out there in Westlake Village, and we send them out there and for a week, so that way they get the brush up on all their training.
So the point I want to get across is Marlon started out with just an idea, well, maybe I want to do this, maybe I don't. And he had to be introspective. He had to look inside himself and decide, was he a good fit for this? So that was step number 1. Step number 2, he had to get licensed, so he had to go out and do something. And step number 3, once he got licensed, he had to get trained. And the point I want to make is, you're never alone. There are always people who will help you clarify what you want in life, who will help you clarify what's the first step. In his case, it was licensing, and who will help you throughout from your starting point to the success point with training, support, sales training, as you say, those kinds of things to help make you very successful. Marlon, we'd like to have you back for another segment if you don't mind, because your story is very interesting and I want to get back to it. But we're going to take a break right now.
You're listening to your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS.